Hello, everybody, and welcome to this AFC South Show, episode 53. Joined, as always, by my main man, Blake Bellamy. I'm your host, Curtis Brown, and let's get into some news here. The last episode, we did an episode before the third week of the preseason games. Houston ends up, having an undefeated preseason, which means absolutely nothing. The Jaguars, I don't think, won a preseason game.
Ever?
No, maybe not. Never actually put any thought into what the Jaguars have done in the preseason, but like historically speaking, maybe. Have they?
Yeah, probably not very well. The exact opposite of the Ravens in preseason, because they got like a 14-year streak going on or something crazy.
Yeah, they do. It's.
Yeah, their streak is like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Like 4 or 5. Yeah. And then we got we had cut day. Cut day's huge. Yeah. We're down to the 53-man rosters. Obviously, things are still in flux. Yeah. Players are still getting signed and added to the practice squad. And I didn't know this, but I guess every single team gets one out-of-country player.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's just there's select divisions that was doing that or something. AFC South is one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like the Titans got some tight end from like Germany, I think, or something or another, just hanging out in the practice squad.
Yeah,
that's supposed to go to a weird like affirmative action kind of thing. Like
I don't know if it's basically affirmative action. I think that's what's going on, but it's like it's just kind of given one roster spot, practice squad or active to. Preseason's over, man. I'm first of all, I'm just excited. I'm ready for real football. I'm ready for meaningful football. Tennessee's playing right now, the Vols and
Ball State or something.
Yeah, playing Ball State. I'm not watching Tennessee versus Ball State. It was 38-0 at halftime.
Who's winning?
Well, you have to ask. But GBO and
Go Cardinals or whatever Ball State is.
Yeah, they are the Cardinals, I think. I think that's where Blaine Bishop went, actually.
Really, Ball State?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I think he actually said something about it today on the radio. But a lot of moves. Obviously, with the way the waiver wire works, the team with the worst record the season before is the first to be able to claim any player that is put on waivers. So naturally, the Jacksonville Jaguars grabbed as many as they could, and then added the people they didn't like back to the practice squad, and here we are. But Houston, however, grabbed one player, and it was a huge need. The Buccaneers cut wide receiver Tyler Johnson, who was basically just cut because the wide receiver room there is filthy. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, Russell Gage Jr., and Scotty Miller. Tyler Johnson's not taking reps.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's not that he was cut because he was bad. This is one of the rare occasions that signing a former fifth-round pick is a big deal. And presumably, I think he'll step right into the slot role. That's kind of what he played in Tampa. Even though he is like 6 foot, I think. He's got a lot of great footwork. Like seeing him in space is really nice to see. Like he's got that joystick ability that you really want out of a slot, and he's got really good strong hands. But so after waiver wires, OJ Howard was cut by the Bills, got paid $3.91 million to never take a snap for the Buffalo Bills. They cut him.
How much is he going to go against the cap for you guys?
I don't think very much. I think it's whatever we agreed to him with. So probably
basically nothing.
Probably like 1.5. I don't know. Whatever the veteran amount is. Yeah.
Very low risk, high reward. Getting OJ
Absolutely.
Howard. He's like a 17th overall pick a few years back. Nothing to lose. I mean, the potential and talent is there. He just has to be consistent, put all the pieces together.
Exactly. I mean, and that's been his biggest knock. But his first 2 years in the league, he had 11 touchdowns. So I mean, it's like he knows how to get in the end zone. He's a good red zone target. His main problem has been staying healthy and being buried on a depth chart behind in Tampa Bay, to where he was drafted. It was, Rob Gronkowski and Cameron Brate, who were,
ballers,
obviously balling out. And Tom Brady's one of his best friends, so he's not going to not play. So, I mean, that's why the Bucs let him go as a kind of a we can't keep everybody kind of deal. And then he gets signed by the Buffalo Bills, and they have Dawson Knox and another tight end who I can't remember that was really solid. So they didn't really need him. It's not that he isn't necessarily good. It's just he keeps going to places where the tight end one is not going to be shaken from that spot.
And he could be the guy now.
He could. I mean, I think he's actually, outside of Brevin Jordan and Tegan Quateriano, he's the youngest tight end. So like Pharaoh Brown, I think, is 28, 29 years old. Anthony Auclair's, I think, the same age, 27. So, I mean, let's just say he works out this year as a one-time plug. That's still, he's the best tight end on the roster right now as a one-time plug. But let's just say he has a really good season. He's still young enough to where you could kind of hold on to him for 3 years and like actually have some development with him.
Yeah.
And that's something I think a lot of Texans fans, at least in the subreddit that I'm in, are subreddit Texans. They are not very high on OJ Howard. And I get it, I think he was a 19th overall selection, but I mean, you got to put things in perspective. I think it's one of the big things that Texans fans are doing wrong with the tight end room. We all know it's bad, but we would rather just give it to guys who are younger. But we don't understand that OJ Howard is younger. Like Brevin Jordan needs to figure out his drop situation before he could be reliable, and he can't run block. He's a pass catcher first.
Yeah.
So I mean, OJ Howard's 6'6", 250. If he at least gets in the way, that's a huge help.
Yeah. And he's super athletic. I think he is going to be he's going to be one of Davis Mills' best friends, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, he's got a week and a half to get adjusted to the playbook and everything before week 1. So we'll see how that goes. But other news here, Indianapolis takes Shaquille Leonard, off of the physically unable to perform list, freeing it up for other people. And essentially it just means he won't have to miss X number of games. He'll just be able to heal at his own pace. And when he's ready, he'll be back. They're still saying, he's still going to miss week 1. It's still back surgery or whatever. So, T's and P's up for Shaquille Leonard that he is able to recover. But
whenever I saw that he got off the list, I still was like, who the heck is Shaquille Leonard?
It's weird.
Not used to it. It's weird that when they change, I don't like it.
Yeah, no, not a fan.
Except for when Chad went to Ochocinco. I was like, all right, I support that one.
Yeah, I literally was just thinking about that. I was like, Chad to Ochocinco was pretty solid, though.
That was a good one. That one was creative.
And I couldn't really find a bunch of Jags news as far as the roster goes. They cut Adam Gotsis, who's a defensive lineman, and they brought in Caleb Johnson, a linebacker for the Detroit Lions, or formerly for the Detroit Lions. And, outside of that, I think this defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars is actually going to be a little better than people are giving it credit for. They cut a couple veteran players, which to me sounded like names that would be starting on their defense prior to the season beginning. But if they're cutting these veteran guys, that means that there's younger guys on the team who are doing better. And I think that's a good sign for any Jacksonville fan. I think Trayvon Walker, even though we did not like the pick, I think there's a good chance that he actually ends up.
He might be all right.
Something with that athleticism. But I don't know. The Jags are.
I wouldn't be shocked to see. So the Giants today they released Blake Martinez. I wouldn't be shocked if they bring him in for a visit.
I could see that. Blake Martinez.
I think he'd fit in pretty good down there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. He would fit in pretty well. And if they don't get him,
that'd be a good relationship right there that they could build. Blake Martinez, he's a former captain. I mean, dude's had one heck of a career. He's won a lot of games too, so it'd be nice for Lloyd to learn from him.
Yeah. If the Jags decide not to do that, I mean, I would not be opposed to him coming into Houston.
I can see that.
Yeah. But let's move on to season predictions. Now, this is us just kind of throwing out what we think the final record's going to be well before the season is underway, not at the midway point. This is just us with everything that we know right now. Blake, what do you think about the Colts season?
I think they're going to be about the same. 9-8.
10-7.
8-9.
They were 10-7 last year.
You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to be about this year. I think it's going to be like kind of right in the middle. Around 500-ish. Can't be 500 anymore, so either just north or just south of it.
Okay. I'm gonna put you at 9-8.
I think their offensive line has regressed. I don't really think that they improved their team or free agency or their draft. I think they're just, if you're not getting better, then you're getting worse. So
yeah,
I think they're just gonna be, I think they're gonna miss the playoffs.
I do think
they don't have good pieces there, but I just don't see it as a team. I don't think Matt Ryan is gonna come in there and light it up in the scoreboard either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the pieces don't fit together very well, Matt Ryan's going to struggle. But
and I think this Reich's and Ballard's last year. I've been saying that all offseason. I think this is their last year, unless they have a deep playoff run. I think they're both out of here.
Right. I think they're going to go the same exact record from last season. I don't think anything's going to change. 10-7. I still think they barely miss out on the playoffs. I think we have a division this year in the NFL that probably produces 3 playoff teams in the AFC West. And that's a good chunk of the playoff field right there. They might even, I don't even know if it's possible, but all 4 of them could go. But 10-7 is my prediction for the Colts. I feel that Jonathan Taylor will have similar production. Just because of how talented he is. I don't think you can actually, discount anything that man does. But it brings us to Jacksonville. Last year, 3-14. This year, I'm gonna say they have 6 wins. Double their win total from last year. That puts them at 6-12.
So Jacksonville 6-12?
6-12 for the Jags.
Oh, I wouldn't go that high.
What would you go?
Man, I think 4, maybe 5. I think they're closer to 4.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to get much better.
All right, and that brings us down to our favorite teams here. The Titans and the Texans, of course. Now let's go Titans first. I'll let you lead the floor on that one.
I think they're going to be 10-7, 11-6. I don't think they're going to be no first seed again this year, but I do see them winning the division.
Okay.
I don't know the record. I know it'll be a winning record. J-Rob has never had a losing record. He's always squeaked them out. A lot of 9-7s.
A lot of 9-7s.
A lot of 9-7s. I think we're better than we were at 9-7, even with Landry being gone. And the Titans did lose the best player in the NFL, Brett Kern. So it's sad that he's gone. So I think he's going to adjust for at least 3 wins. I don't know. It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
I do think the Titans are going to win the division, probably 10-7.
All right, so you want to go 10-7?
Yeah, I'll go 10-7. Somewhere in that neighborhood, 10-7, 11. I just think they'll win the division, however many wins that takes.
I'm going to put a crown. I'm going to go same record, actually, 10-7. I think the Titans take a little bit of a step back. I'm not sold on the offensive line.
Oh God, no, I'm terrified of it.
The right tackle and left guard, to me, still have not been solidified at all. And maybe that's something that works itself out throughout the season. Maybe not. Maybe they make a move for somebody. But I think a slow, mild regression in terms of win total for the Titans is quite possible. We're not entirely sure that Derrick Henry is going to be the exact same running back he has been in the past. What if he comes back and he's 95% of the running back he used to be? You know,
that's still great. I hope he is.
Great, but like that's 5% that somebody else has to pick up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he won't be running the ball as much. We kept 4 running backs. So yeah, I think that they're gonna not run him to death. They gave him a $2 million raise today too.
Yeah, I saw that. The highest paid running back in the NFL this season.
Yep.
For those who can hear that, it's my son just watching Moana. He's having a great time, I promise you.
Yeah, he's always living life.
Living his best life. And that brings us to Houston. Last year, a 4-win team. This year, I think the floor is 6 and the ceiling is like 8 because of the schedule. Right. Yeah. I think, you know, shit. I'm gonna go 6 and 11 or whatever it is. Yeah, that's right. 6 and 11. And I don't know that many wins is going to guarantee Davis Mills the job next year. But if they go 6 and 11, and Davis Mills is 4,000 yards passing, he's got like a 2 point something touchdown to interception ratio. I think that there's enough to build around with him at that point to keep him. But 6 and 11. What about you? Where you say you have him?
I actually have them about the same too. I said 5 to 7. It wouldn't shock me if they hit 8 wins too. I think a lot would have to go right for them to win 8. But like last year, like outside like the Indianapolis games, you guys didn't really get blown out a lot. Like you had a lot of close games, and that was with a lot of patchwork in the roster, and Davis Mills was a rookie, mid-round pick. Like no one was expecting Houston to go, to a playoff run. They were playing, and I think they are going to improve this year. I think Dameon Pierce is going to be probably pretty dang good. I think he might be like one of the newer generation tier of like good running backs in the league. So I think there's a lot of star power. And then O.J. Howard, like we were saying, man, he could be number 1 there, and the defense improved. Like there's nothing. One thing about Houston is you didn't regress at all over the offseason. Like, there's no way I can say the Houston Texans got worse.
Well, let me pause you right there. If we regressed from 4 and 13, I'm pretty sure.
Well, even like looking at the positions, like nothing got worse. Like not even like anything. Like it's all like either the positions stay the same, or you brought in more talent.
Right.
So it's like, all right, nothing got worse. Like Titans, there's several positions that got a lot worse. There's some positions that got better too. Right. You guys don't have that. It's all better. I don't think anyone got like position-wise got worse. You guys had a lot of draft picks. You guys brought in some good free agents, mostly on cheaper deals. So like, I don't know. Casario's doing a lot of the right things, I think.
Yeah, he's trying to bring in older guys who can be mentors and bridge players, and kick the tires on them to see what they can bring to the organization. All right, and that brings us to our final segment of the day. We're going to do Week 1 bold predictions. So what's your bold prediction for the Week 1 Tennessee Titans?
I think it's going to have to go on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not sure which receiver, but I think a receiver. It'll have to be a new receiver because all the Titans receivers are new outside of Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, and even then, he's just really just a guy. I think a Titans wide receiver is going to get 100 yards and probably a touchdown. I think there could be Treylon Burks. I think it could be Kyle Phillips. It could be Robert Woods. We don't really know. It could be Josh Gordon. We just got Josh Gordon. It really could be anyone. They could. I have no idea who's going to play because
you didn't get that text update about Josh Gordon? He just got suspended again.
No way.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Hey, like Jesus Christ, that was quick. Like he is. I mean, I knew he was a flash, but that was fast. Like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for real.
Dang.
For my bold prediction for the Jacksonville Jaguars week 1, I'm going that they sack Carson Wentz of the Washington Commanders 5 times.
I didn't realize they played each other week 1.
Yep.
Wow. So Carson Wentz gets to play his former team. I'm gonna be a big
The Jaguars.
Oh, the Jaguars. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, the Washington Commanders. I do believe they actually play the Colts at some point this season. So
yeah, they do.
They play the NFC East. So I'll put that in the somewhere down here at the bottom whenever I figure that out after this. But 5 sacks of Carson Wentz by the Jacksonville Jaguars, just to give him one more. Hey, thanks for the dub last year. We're going to take another one here.
And I just wish Heineke would start. That's my boy. I like Heineke a lot.
Yeah. What do you got a bold prediction for Indy?
For Indy, nah, I think not really. Colts to me, man, they're a boring team to watch. I feel like there's never anything flashy about them. Like they've always had outside of Luck, but he wasn't there very long. Just still pocket quarterbacks that are just boring. Carson Wentz, he was all right, but he's kind of sucked. So they're just kind of a boring team to watch. They usually had pretty decent defenses, but
My bold prediction for Indianapolis is that by the end of week 1, they will be thoroughly missing a wide receiver 1. Because, right now it's Michael Pittman Jr. And I think that, when Houston and Indianapolis square off here week 1, I think there's going to be a little bit of we definitely kind of need some more veteran help in this, because they're kind of got a really
back.
No, he's still a free agent.
Okay. Yeah, and they still got Paris Campbell. He's so far hasn't had much of a career.
Right.
I don't really believe in him at
Alec
this point.
Pierce, they drafted him in the 2nd round, I believe, or 3rd round, out of Cincinnati.
That was their first pick. I can't pass up this guy. Come on, man. That was a bad draft. That's why I think Bowers will be gone.
If that's their top 3, if it's Pittman, Alec Pierce, and then old boy Paris Campbell, I think Stingley, Desmond King, and Steven Nelson are a better trio.
Oh, yeah. They would lock those.
I think there's a really good chance that they get locked down. So I think the Indy, by the end of the game, will actually be missing having a true number 1 wide receiver. That is, unless, Pittman is just balling out of control on another level that, I don't foresee happening, which, again, I don't foresee happening. So, but that brings me to the last week 1 bold prediction. Houston has a running back that gets over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Now,
Pierce
happened one time all of last season.
Oh, really? What week was it? Against Titans, probably?
No, it was Rex Burkhead had 148 or 9 yards against the Chargers in week 15 or 16 or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So that's the last time we had a 100-yard rushing game. That's our last 100-yard rusher. He's still on the roster, but Dameon Pierce on 11 carries in the preseason had 87 yards. So if they can just in any way manage to get that similar style of running out of that man, 100's not really outside of the realm of possibilities. Now, especially because the Colts are going to be missing Shaq Leonard. But
it's a bold prediction, though.
Right? Got any closing remarks, my man?
I miss Brett Kern, man.
All right, R.I.P.
I miss him.
I actually heard his radio goodbye today to Nashville.
I did too. I heard that.
It's really, really touching, actually.
I'm glad that he didn't want to play for the Bills.
Yeah. Well, how are you going to follow up Matt Araiza?
Oh, damn.
Anyway, before we get canceled, thank you for watching. We are still doing the 100 subs goal by the end of September. We're at 51 still. We had a couple to go up to 53, and then in the last couple days they went back down to 51. It is what it is. All right, but the goal is 100 by the end of September. One lucky new subscriber will get one free item from the merch store of their choice. There are 22 items in the store, some for your girls, some for your homies. All right, we've got options. We've got beanies, polos, tank tops, crop tops, sweatshirts, hoodies. We got options. All right, so check out the merch store. The link is in the description. cpnshop.squarespace.com. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and be good people.